Hello, I'm Giorgio and I speak from Vigna Castagno. Now we will taste one of our wine. This is a very special wine. It's made with a grape that is quite common around Italy and of course also around Europe. It's Moscato and this is also a kind of Moscato. It's called Moscato di Trani. It's a typical kind of Moscato that comes from our region, Puglia. We grow that in a little land of 1000 square meters. We have this vineyard that is 8 years old, and we grow that. We use this grape to produce not a sweet wine, as is typical for the Moscato, because Moscato is a very sweet grape that is very useful to produce sweet wines. But always we produce a wine from Moscato that is never sweet. So always will smell the typical smell of Moscato, very fruity, but and sweet also, but the taste will be very dry. Anyway, the wine is also special because it's a natural wine. I hope that you had again occasion to drink natural wine, but if this is the first, I think that is a well starting. So our wine is natural. What it means that is a wine that is have been produced not using a lot of chemicals. Means that, for example, the fermentation is made using the autochthon yeast and bacteria that grow on the skin of grape. So no added yeast that help the fermentation, but just using what you grow in your land. And this is the first big criteria that we have under our natural wine. Second thing is about the sulfite. You know, the sulfite is used to preserve the wine from the changing, from the to age also. And in this case, we used a limit. We get ourselves a limit that is 10 times less than low limit. So the content of sulfite is very, very low. It's a wine so natural as the natural made. And the third criteria is about the filtration. These wines, if you see some deposit in your bottles, don't worry, it's right. It's what we want. Because the wines are not filtered, and we have the filtration is just obtained by different decantation. So waiting in a big tank and moving the wine, the liquid part, upper part, from one tank to another one, and just wasting the last part. So the filtration is is light, it's made like that, and we can have some deposit. This deposit also affect our taste. Let we taste. So, starting from the color, you can see here, no doubt, the color is a gold yellow, very rich and quite intense. About the persistency, you can see it's a wine that is rich in alcohol, 12.5%, but also very complex, very with a rich body. And this is because it's a wine, as I said, used to do sweet wines. So have a lot of molecules, substance that increase the body of this wine. So it's not a classical white wine that you are drinking now. The smell. The smell is mainly white flowers, honey, peach, very rich and very, let me say, quite sweet. If you can summarize, you have to say that it's a sweet smell. And another note, the note of bakery, a note of fresh bread. This is about the yeast that have been in the bottles and in the tank with wine because of the filtration. The filtration is light, so this smell of yeast, a little lemon that come from that. Chin chin. The taste is a bit in contrast with the smell. You have the smell that is sweet, but the taste anyway is very, very dry. So it's a wine special for that. The taste again, remember the honey, but and also the lemon with like a bitter, let me say, taste. Remember a lot what it can be, for example, the Weiss beer with this lemon and yeasty taste. About the pairing, the best pairing that you can do is with middle-aged cheese and eat eggs. For example, with omelette or other cooked eggs. And a pairing that we propose in Italy is with frittata, that have mix of eggs and cheese. About the bottles, is different bottles, is not a usual one, is 1 liter bottles, and the name of this wine is 1929. With this shape that is of our big amphora that was used in the past to store the wine. This is a wine natural, means seems so new, a new way to do wine, but anyway it's the old way to do wine. And for that reason we used this amphora on the label, because this is the old way to store wine. And then 1929 comes from the fact that we add some of our jar and amphora that was built in 1929. And this is the name of the wine that I let you enjoy. Chin chin.